sex is all over the place these days, isn't it? Young people that have sex probably 5, 6, 7 times a day. You know, I do as well. But that's because my wife does a lot of hours at work and she's never there.
News. London Transport say they may have to close the underground system due to an infestation of horses.
Loads of horses, at least 30, I'd say. As the train approaches, they start running away from the train.
And what the drivers say they fear most of all is a head-on collision with a blind tube man.
What's up, YouTube? Hello. I feel so old right now. I've been having trouble with OBS Studio. I just haven't been able to get it to work, and I'm quite technical, really. Honestly, I am. I'm quite technically minded, but it's just sometimes so many settings. If anybody else has trouble with OBS Studio, please do comment below. Not that anyone ever does. I'm back, and I'm doing a bit of JeThRo, because I know you guys like to watch the old guys like me. I'm a bit of an old guy, and so I'm going to watch some old guys myself. So let's enjoy this together. JeThRo, he's a lovely artiste of the comedy world that we call comedy, and here he is, JeThRo. This is Fantastically Stupid, JeThRo, and it's what's it on? It's on someone's channel. I'll put it up on the screen. Let's dive right in to this.
What happened when Denver was marooned on a desert island? And he was there, and he eventually got captured by the cannonballs. And they put him in a pot to roast him. When they realized he's from Camborne, they took him out, he said, because the last bugger they had in from Camborne had all the bloody potatoes.
Potatoes. The potatoes.
But he found a dog with no legs, and they become wonderful friends, great companions, and every day he took this dog for a drag.
Old joke.
That's a hell of a hooter you got there, Maitland. Christ, I should put wing mirrors on that bugger. I'd like to sing you a beautiful song, ladies and
Scary
gentlemen. This
man.
is a beautiful song that had written especially for me. It's called "Don't Go Down the Mine, Granny. There's plenty of slack in your knickers."
I don't really get
meet
that.
me outside the pawn shop and I'll kiss you under the balls. Or you can kiss a nun once, you can kiss a nun twice, but you mustn't get into the habit. The beautiful song in the country and western.
This from an ear.
You can kiss a nun twice, but
Not
you
laughing.
mustn't get into the habit.
A slight
The beautiful
smile.
song in the country and western song is a beautiful song, and especially for Mrs. Richardson, who's in tonight, from Callington. And as you know, Callington is a third world country. They had a massive earthquake in Callington and did £7 worth of damage.
That joke was borrowed by David Brent, memorably in The Office.
By God, them girls are rough in Callington. I's given one the portion up against the spar shop. She said, "Joe, you don't want to worry." She said, "I've had a coil fitted." I said, "With a family like yours, I should have had a carpet fitted." On a Tuesday night here in the club, we have old-time dancing. And it's wonderful. You get all the people come in, the older people, and they dance. And there's one old woman come in. I know anybody can be ugly, but she abused her privilege. And she is ugly. In fact, she's that ugly. I went and saw her. I went to a film. It was the filthiest film I ever seen. And she was there with this man she met. He must be 90. And they're together now. And I said, surprised to see them watching such a filthy film. And the music come on, and then this woman come out. She was about 90 with a Zimmer frame. Christ. She worse than you. She did a strip, this woman about 90. Disgusting. I couldn't. Then on come a big Irish wolfhound. He was involved with a bloody... Christ, a bloody disgusting. What this Irish wolfhound does, filthy bastard film. Christ. I was glad when it's over. And I walk out and I said to these people, did you enjoy the film? They said, no, we didn't. Absolutely disgusting. I never seen nothing so disgusting. I said, what about the music? Did you enjoy it? No, they said, they bloody didn't. We should never come. I said, well, why did you come? They said, it's our dog. I've been in to see the doctor, and I said, I got a little lump growing on my forehead. He said, that's very unusual. He said, that's penisitis. I said, what's that? He said, you're growing a cock on your forehead. I said, well, can you take it off? Well, he said, it's not, because the roots will go right through to the back of your skull. He said, very dangerous to remove it. Only 3 cases of that in the last 40 years. I said, you mean to say I got to look at a cock on my forehead for the rest of my life? No, he said, you won't see it because your bollock's lying in your eye. You won't see it. You won't But the thing, Denzel, he's got a good job. He's a toilet attendant in Callington. In one of these dugout shithouses, you know. Eastern Bloc, lower level, one of them, you know. I said, what's it like, Denzel, down here in this toilet? You've been here 40 years. JeThRo, he said. Do you know, he said, it's all changed now. From when I started, he said, people come down here, he said, they're sniffing drugs up their hooters. He said, you got perverts here playing with their dicky doodlers. Then you get twos come in playing with one another's dicky doodlers. Then they got a hole in the wall, they're stuffing one another between the hall. Christ, he said. Then he said there's drugs down there. He said they're injecting drugs in their arms. He said terrible. Then they're down here sniffing glue, for Christ's sake. Do you know, JeThRo, he said, if anybody come in here now for a good shit, it's like a breath of fresh air.
Long setup. Good payoff.
I am. When I get home, I'm going to rip my wife's pants right off. They're cutting into my pissing leg here. Where was the home? Well, he was home watching the football, and he was throwing up peanuts. And he catching them. Like, he's bloody good. And he threw one up, and his wife said, Denzel, yeah, I wore it right in his pissing here. A bloody peanut. Well, his missus tried to dig it out with a knitting needle. He said, I can't get the back. She said, well, look, the daughter's in next door in the front room with that boy. He wanted to be a doctor. Perhaps he could help. Well, when he went in, he's about giving it, a dirty bastard. She said, look, Denzel, I've had a peanut gone in his ear. Could you help? He said, well, I can. He come out and he said, he stuck 2 fingers up Denzel's nose and hit him right in the back of the head, and this peanut slide right out. When he's gone, his wife said, what a clever boy. I think he's a clever. I wonder what he'll be when he grows up. He said, by the smell of his fingers, our son-in-law.
That's dirty. So dirty.
But he did have a job, he did. He did. He did. He did. He had a job working with an undertaker, And he come up and he said, boss, he said, this woman downstairs, she got a prawn in her fanny. He said, that's not a prawn, son, that's a clitoris. We said, tastes like a prawn. But they went in the box and fell up and he died with an erection. You're like, this Christ. Then I said, what do I do about this, boss? He said, just to give it a hit with a hilt of the hammer and it'll go away. Oh. Well, he put the claws between his fingers and he let her. Shit. Put a great blue welt about a foot back from the end. And this bloody thing flopped down. Christ, I said, you was right, boss. And he sprang up again. He said, what we do now, boss? He said, hit the damn thing, you never half hit it. You won't make much of an undertaker unless you can hit anybody's cock harder than that. He said, I'll show you what to do. And he levered this bugger fat right across the belly end. Shit. It makes me sweat just to think about it. And he flopped right down. He said, that's the way to do it, son. He said, it's moving, boss. He sprung right up again. He said, what do we do now, boss? He said, I think we better get out. He said, I got a feeling we're in the wrong house. He came in here last week from cricket. Oh, Christ, he thought he'd been hit with a bastard cricket ball. And my wife took him out in the kitchen. And she took his cock out and she bathed his cock in some warm water. It was the same saucepan you had your mushrooms in tonight. And she put his cock in some warm water and radox and a few rose petals. And she smoothed his cock down with a little bit of muslin. He said, is that any better? He said, yes. He said, I think what you've done, I've helped a hell of a lot. But he said, I still think I should lose a nail. But he was playing for Lou down there, Calstock, and they got a West Indian bowler. Christ. Shit. By Christ, he's a fast bastard. He got the biggest top lip I ever seen. And he got a hole each side so he can see where he's going when he's whistling. Well, this bugger runned up and bowled this ball with Dendel said, shit! And the ball went right up his asshole. And we took him to the hospital in Plymouth and he said, what happened? I said, well, he was playing cricket for New Down and that bastard West Indian from down to Calstock bowled too fast and his ball's gone right up his ass. Christ, he said, how's that? I said, don't you piss and start.
Okay. Yes, JeThRo. If you showed that to young people, I know young people, I've got kids, they would not find that funny in the slightest. I found it quite funny. I mean, he is not an artiste who has the most original material, but he's got a good delivery, you know, like a fast bowler. Strangely, he's got a good delivery. He sadly passed away now, of course, but yeah, he's. I do quite like the way he laughs at his own jokes. That's always funny. It's Mike Reed, I think. Is it Mike Reed? He does that. He does a lot of laughing at his own sort of. That was someone laughing. It was my impression of someone laughing there. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not a massive fan of JeThRo, to be completely honest. The problem is that our society has changed so much. It used to be the case that if you said cock, people would laugh simply because you'd said that word for a penis. I won't repeat it. But these days, comedy's different. People swear, and it's not seen as naughty or rude anymore. And this is the thing: morality changes, and you used to have these. They would describe them as blue comedians because they were. Oh, it's a bit blue. They used to say. He says naughty things, but morality's changed. My mum and dad would have actually found that quite shocking, whereas it was a bit shocking, I suppose. But sex is all over the place these days, isn't it? Young people, they have sex probably 5, 6, 7 times a day. I do as well. But that's because my wife does a lot of hours at work and she's never there, so I get the opportunity. But there you go. Thank you. That's JeThRo. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave a comment below, etc., etc. And don't nobody go nowhere.